City of Revere's Mayor, Mayor Dan Rizzo. City Councilor Tony Zambuto. Ward 2 City Councilor Ira Novoselsky. We have candidate for Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito here this evening. We have Police Chief Joe Caffarelli here this evening. Thank you very much. We also have Fire Chief Gene Doherty in attendance. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't certainly recognize State Representative Rosalie Vincent. And of course, our former State Representative Kathy Ann Reinstein. Thank you so much. I would like to take this time to introduce State Representative Rosalie Vincent to come up and say a few words in, representing Senator Anthony Petrocelli and Speaker DeLeo, of course. Sorry. Rosalie.
Welcome, everyone. Another great Revere event, right? Well, I'm going to make this very brief because you have a jam-packed program. On behalf of Speaker Robert DeLeo, Senator Anthony Petrocelli, I want to thank the Revere Chamber for putting this wonderful event together to recognize so many deserving members of our community. The Speaker and the Senator couldn't be here tonight because of the Democratic State Convention being held in Worcester, but they wanted me to make sure that they congratulated all the award recipients and send their very best for them this evening. Also, Councilor Stephen Morabito wanted to extend his regrets as well. He's also attending the Democratic Convention. So thank you all, enjoy the program, and can't wait to see our winners. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Representative. I'd also like to take this time to say thank you very much to Suffolk Downs, Chip Tuttle and Suffolk Downs for hosting this event at this wonderful facility, this historic facility. Suffolk Downs has been a great member of the Chamber of Commerce and community partner for many, many years, in fact, over 78 years. So we do appreciate them. And I also certainly want to recognize those from Mohegan Sun tonight, as we have come to know them as part of our own community in many, many ways. They're working very hard with us to try to make it an even better community if we can make that happen. I want to certainly also recognize the Awards Committee from the Chamber of Commerce. The Awards Committee has worked very, very hard to help us to make this event happen. And I certainly want to recognize the chair of the committee, Mr. Mike Nicastro from East Boston Neighborhood Health. Jennifer Keefe, Karen Gallo, John Barry, Tom Hankett, and of course, the Chamber of Commerce First Vice President, Kerry Abrams. Thank you so much. Before we get into the awards program for the individuals, I would like to take this moment to ask the Chamber of Commerce past presidents that are in the room to please come up to the lectern. We would like to recognize you as well. Please come up at this time if you can. I know John Beranger is here, and other Chamber past presidents. Mayor Rizzo, Al Terminello, please come up. Jeff Howell, Patty Pace. For the past presidents that are here, we just wanted to make sure that we did recognize them. We are going to be updating the plaque that we have, and we have a gift presentation for them as well from the Chamber of Commerce. We appreciate all that they've done for the Chamber of Commerce over past years, and we just wanted to take this time to recognize them and say thank you very much, and of course encourage you to continue to work with us to grow this Chamber of Commerce and make it even better than it is. Thank you.
We're gonna do
Without further ado, I would like to take this time to introduce someone who's not unfamiliar to many of us. In fact, Mayor Dan Rizzo has graciously accepted our invitation to be the MC for this awards presentation this evening. So I would like to ask Mayor Dan Rizzo to come up in a minute or two to MC this program. We're just finishing up some photos, and I know we're moving this along, but thank you. Mayor Rizzo, thank you very, very much, and I'm sorry for the rush job there.
No, that's okay.
We also, you're going to do a quick screen.
Yes.
I'm going to be up here with you, so you can
Let's
start.
not do that right now. I didn't feel any pressure until about 2 seconds ago. So, first of all, I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for asking me to participate in this program. It's very, very exciting for me, not only as mayor of the city, but as a past president of this organization, to see such a large crowd. These are crowds that are reminiscent to me from back when I first joined the Chamber of Commerce back in the late 80s. And then naturally, as you know, pressures of everyday life started to occur and more pressure was put on business owners, you know, we were having this conversation earlier, the crowd seemed to get a little bit smaller, but I can feel the energy building in our own local business community, and this is a testament to those feelings right here tonight, to see all you people here in the room. And on a personal note, this is my third time back here at Suffolk Downs in the last week. So for, I was here last night for the Salesians Boys and Girls Club, and I was here last week where Suffolk Downs was gracious enough to host the 2014 Revere High School graduation ceremony. So, and so I suspect, and I see Peter Schultz here from Mohegan Sun, I suspect we're going to have this here next year too, don't you think? We're going to have it here next year? Yeah. Suffolk Downs isn't going anywhere. So we have a bunch of awards to give away, and to a bunch of very, very worthy individuals and groups. But before we do, there's somebody here that I want to recognize and acknowledge for just doing an outstanding job, not just this past year or this past few years, but for over 10 years now. And that is our superintendent of schools, Paul Bacon. Paul, many of you may not know, and he's not the type of individual that would tell you this. In fact, I learned about this when I happened to see a plaque sitting on his credenza behind his desk in his office. It said Superintendent of the Year in Massachusetts for 2013. So I had to find that out just by seeing it there. It was presented to him by the National Organization of Superintendents, who selected him as the #1 superintendent in Massachusetts in 2013. And the choice was right on the money, because this year, in 2014, Revere High School was selected as the #1 high school in the nation by the National Center for Urban School Transformation. And that to me is such a credit, not only to his leadership, but that of our school committee, of our administrators, and not the least of which our teachers. We have an absolutely tremendous school system. And so with that, I just want to offer my gratitude to Dr. Dakin. You know, a lot of you out there, as business leaders in the community, can appreciate what a good school system means to the business community. People that want to invest and locate in our community oftentimes are going to bring with them employees. And with those employees come families. And they want to come to a community where they know their children are going to get a good education. So this should not be lost just on the educational part. This is absolutely a big boon to our business community, and I'm grateful for that to Dr. Dakin and everybody else involved. So if Dr. Dakin wouldn't mind making his way up here, I don't know where he is, but... Oh, okay, so, well, actually, okay, so Dr. Dakin couldn't be here, but...
I'm the deputy.
But you know, this is Dr. Garcia, the principal of Revere High School. So, and I'm actually real glad, Dr. Garcia, that you're here, because I can actually say just a couple brief words about you. First of all, he speaks 7 languages, so don't talk about him. He's going to know exactly what you're doing. You know, he came to town. Nobody knew him. He came in, and that old saying, there's a new sheriff in town. He changed things around in the high school. These kids all have iPads now. They're on a block schedule. He implemented JROTC, who we will be recognizing later on today. Tonight, I should say. He has just done, I can't tell you what a tremendous job he's done. And it's because of that work that we received this honor by the National Center for Urban School Transformation. Dropout rates are down, graduation rates are up, the number of kids going to college is unprecedented, it's up over 85%, I believe, now for kids that move on to college. And so it is with great pleasure that I recognize Paul Dakin through one of the finest people that I've ever met in my life, Dr. Lorenzo Garcia.
Okay. I'll try my best. I'm humble, and it's with honor and great privilege that I'm here tonight with you. And also I'd like to thank the City of Revere and thank everyone for supporting the vision that has been set by Dr. Dakin. He is one of the finest superintendents that I have met in my life. When I got here in Revere about 10 years ago, I should not say that, in 2010, he basically gave me the blanche card and told me go and restructure the school because we have to pass accreditation. And the minute he told me that, I received the marching orders, and I basically started doing some research. Joanna was right there in the trenches, and couple other teachers. And we decided to restructure the school. Revere has always been in the vanguard of academic excellence, but we needed to do a few other things to make it better, and that's what we did. And the mayor did say that we have put Revere High School and the Revere Public Schools on the national map as the best urban school in the United States. That's obviously it's not just me. The job of a school principal is a difficult one, and it cannot be done by one single person. The principal works with the superintendent. We set the vision of the school, and then we remove ourselves. We put ourselves in the back, and then we let the teachers do the work. And obviously, the school department and the teachers that we have at the Revere High School, they're amazing people who are progressives by nature. They're They think every single day by bringing innovation, by bringing good thinking into the process and make my job easier. So as a result, we are the top performing school, one of the top performing schools in Massachusetts. As the mayor just stated, graduation rate went up, dropout rate went down, and kids are coming to Revere High School to rate every single day. 95% of our students attend Revere High School, and they are very happy to be there. The relationship between students and faculty is excellent. I'm happy to say also that our graduation rate right now is one of the highest in the state of Massachusetts, if not even America. We have about 94% of kids graduating from Revere High School. It's a great accomplishment. So thank you very much I thank you for this. It's a testament of our job. I'm just the principal. The rest is done by the teachers. Thank you. Thank you.
Where am I going, right here? Okay, so we're gonna move on with the program. This next award is the Visual Achievement Award. It'll be presented by Stephen Miliotis, the branch manager of St. Jean's Credit Union, and a board of director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce. So if Steve could come forward to present the Visual Achievement Award.
Since its establishment a little over this one. Since its establishment a little over 7 years ago, the Revere Beautification Committee has without a doubt made the city of Revere a much more beautiful place to live, work, and visit. Working closely with the City of Revere and the Department of Conservation and Recreation, the Revere Beautification Committee has been instrumental in the implementation of the installation of more than 100 litter barrels throughout the city, solicited local businesses to invest in the Adopt the Island program, spruced up the medium strip on Squire Road, implemented a citywide sweeping program, monitors local properties, and established a business recognition program for those businesses that take time to maintain their properties. They are responsible for planting and care of the flower beds along Revere Beach, the landscaping and painting of the Revere Recreation Center, and the lovely landscaping of the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation, and have teamed up with the students and faculty of Revere High School to beautify the veteran memorials throughout the city, to clean the Revere Public Library grounds, the Romney Marsh Cemetery, and to remove graffiti that is on public grounds. Working with the DCR, they have helped to purchase and install new drinking fountains on Revere Beach and to purchase receptacle covers for all of the barrels lining Revere Beach Boulevard. In addition to raising money through private donations, the committee has tirelessly raised funds through the Banner Program, the Barrel Program, which financially supports the landscaping and maintenance of the grounds of City Hall, the Revere Beach flower beds, and the lovely flowers that adorn the light posts on Revere Beach, and has also become responsible for the installation of many new street signs in the city. They take pride in their work and in their city, and they set an example for others. It is with great pleasure that we present this award to all the members of the Revere Beautification Committee with the Visual Achievement Award. There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, he said it all, so I don't have to say anything else. All I know is the Beautification Committee thanks you very much. I couldn't do it with all my members, and I can't do it with all I would like to say that I would like all of you people to get involved and make our committee a better, so, better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eleanor. And I won't do this with every award, but just because I meet with the Beautification Committee once a month, they do tremendous work. They're out there. It's a completely volunteer board. Then they go out and they try to keep our city looking good. So anybody that's interested, that wants to, volunteer, it doesn't have to be a full-time volunteer position, please let us know through the mayor's office, or they're online, the Revere Beautification Committee. They do terrific work. The next award is for Coach of the Year, and this will be presented by Jennifer Keefe, a board of director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce, and also a member of the team at Kinship Floral. Jennifer?
Okay, can everyone hear me okay? Okay. So the next award for Coach of the Year goes to Carolyn Demers of Revere Pop Warner. Carolyn grew up in Revere and has been involved with Revere Pop Warner since she cheered for them herself as a kid. She started officially coaching for RPW back when she was in high school, during which time she also cheered for Revere High as a varsity cheerleader and was a co-captain her senior year. She continued coaching for Pop Warner through 2001 and furthered her reach in the cheering community by becoming head coach of Northeast All-Stars in 2000, where she coached several teams across multiple age groups, traveling nationally, and earned 17 national championship titles through 2009. Carolyn became an MSSAA certified judge in 2004 and is also a USASF certified level 5 coach and instructor. She now judges both locally and nationally for high school tournaments, as well as nationally for all-stars and collegiate competitions. On top of all this, she coaches at East Celebrity Elite during the Pop Warner off-season and works full-time as a clinical liaison for an international pharmaceutical company. Carolyn started her current position with the Revere Pop Warner in 2011, when she became a board member and the director of cheering. She has handpicked her coaching staff, all of which are volunteers, and personally overseen placement of all the children in the program. Placement of over 100 cheerleaders to ensure safety for everyone involved, and then of course, into teams based on age, ability, and skill is no small task. Not only has our program grown to over 100 cheerleaders, it has now become a true co-ed program with 5 current male cheerleaders. Now, Revere Pop Warner has taken more than one team every season since 2011 to the national championship in Walt Disney World in Florida. In 2011, Revere Pop Warner brought their B and C squads to nationals, where they won their first ever national title with their C squad. In 2012, we brought B, C, and D squads to nationals, bringing home C squad's second first place national title. B squad brought home a third place national title, and D squad brought home a second place national title. Bringing us to last season, where in 2013, we brought 4 teams to the national championships, where A, B, C, and E all performed and brought home 3 first place national titles, making Revere the only Pop Warner program in the entire nation to do so. The only city in Pop Warner history to bring 3 teams to nationals and win every single category. And with that, we will welcome Carolyn Demers for Revere Pop Warner.
I can't think of a nicer person to give me the award, so thank you. I accept this award on behalf of the entire cheerleading program from Revere Pop Warner. We wouldn't have had the success that we've had the past 3 years without amazing coaches. And as Jen said, everybody volunteers. They all work full-time and do this out of the kindness of their heart and for the love of the sport. I'm just grateful to the parents to allow us the opportunity to actually, give us their children. They practice 10 hours a week, and all the commitment and money involved with spending time fundraising to get down to Florida Nationals. So I wanted to thank, I know they're all not here, but I do have one fantastic coach here who's been involved for several years, Kristen Ternulo. But I just want to say that this award goes to all of the coaches that are involved in cheerleading. So thank you, and we're going to bring home 4 titles this year.
Congratulations, Carolyn. The next award is for Excellence in Youth Enrichment, and this will be presented by Mike Nicastro. He's a board of director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce and the director, of community outreach for the East Boston Neighborhood Health Center.
I think these are the only glasses I have that my granddaughter hasn't broken, so I'm going to do the best I can. Since its inception in Winthrop in 1984, For Kids Only has grown tremendously, now serving over 1,400 children each year in East Boston, Everett, Peabody, Salem, Winthrop, and most notably Revere. For Kids Only believes enthusiasm and success in out-of-school time environments can transfer into academic achievements and new skills that lead to lifelong success. They provide a variety of success-oriented opportunities that offer choices that enhance learning and social skills. For Kids Only enrichment classes both excite children and actively engage them. Daily, children enter a safe environment where they are encouraged to explore, interact with friends, and acquire new skills. Snack, homework centers, academic enrichment activities, and active play are incorporated into the programming, making learning fun and enforcing the skills learned during the school day. For Kids Only educators foster relationships, teaching children to resolve conflicts peacefully and empower them to use their strengths and discover their talents, enabling Revere's youth to reach their full potential. For Kids Only doesn't just focus on education, but on the health and well-being of their children and their family units. Their knowledge of the public child care subsidy system enables them to help improve low-income families' access to quality after-school child care. For Kids Only relies on donations and generosity of its families and local corporate community. Their yearly auction fundraiser is continually sold out, which is a testament to the reputation they have earned, which is a world-class after-school care organization. Recently, they have expanded in the city of Revere, modernizing a Broadway storefront into a state-of-the-art learning site. I've been there, it is spectacular. Due to this and their long-standing commitment to the youth of Revere, the Revere Chamber of Commerce is proud to present For Kids Only After School with this year's Excellence in Youth Achievement Award. Debbie Nealon, Chief Executive Officer, accepting the award, along with her staff.
Thank you, everyone. It's quite an honor being here amongst all of you. I feel very humbled. We're just a small fish in the sea here in this big city of Revere. But I would like to thank the board and the members of the chamber for recognizing our work here. It's quite an honor to share the stage with prominent partners like our former Representative Kathy, who's been an amazing supporter of after-school programs. 80% of children's waking hours are spent outside of the school day. So if you count up all the hours that they are outside of school, after school, during the summertime, and on school vacation, 80% of those hours, they're not in school. So for us, it's a privilege to be able to give them a safe place to go after school in this community of Revere. But we couldn't have done it without the support of people in the city leadership like our mayor, who's been amazing. And 15 years ago, we were invited to join with the school administration to start an after-school program by the superintendent, Carol Ty, at the time. a visionary, an innovative leader, and somebody that really, really believed in what we did, and I thank her for that. After that, the school administration embraced us and helped us to grow. And now the mayor is standing behind us to build a new state-of-the-art facility called Youth Emotion that hopefully will be breaking ground in a few months. And so we're able to service not only those privileged children whose families might be working after school, but really some of our most vulnerable, at-risk children in this city that otherwise would be out in the streets. And again, it's because of our mayor, the city leadership, the school administration, and many of you sitting in the audience today, the business community, that helps us grow and do our work as a nonprofit entity in Revere. And I thank you so much from my heart. But I cannot take this award because it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the team that runs it here in Revere under the direction of Sarah Manners, a wonderful educator, leader, child advocate, and a wonderful, wonderful human being, a good friend of mine. And so I think hats off to Sarah and her team. Lenny Piazza, one of the best. We do an intergenerational program here, and Lenny works with us every day, really making sure families' needs are being met. And the team that's over there, please stand up for Kids Only team. Give yourselves a bow that you deserve. We're proud to say that a majority of our after-school educators go on to be school day teachers, nurses, social workers, psychologists, and so we really believe that we are making a difference, and I thank you again for believing in us.
Oh, this way.
Congratulations again for Kids Only. You know, I've said this to different groups, but we just gave Dr. Garcia an award for being the top urban high school in the nation. And but there are those middle schools and elementary schools that we have that are feeding into the high school, and that's also in conjunction with organizations like For Kids Only. So it really is a true team effort. We have a city full of just trained, dedicated professionals that really do amazing work day in and day out. And that's why events like tonight are so important, that we, and through the wisdom of the Chamber of Commerce, Bob Upton, his board of directors, through their wisdom, that we bring people together to recognize these great efforts that otherwise would probably never be acknowledged, but the good work would continue. The next award is going to be for the Chamber Member of the Year. And that award is being presented by me. So there's no... So the Chamber Member of the Year is going to Ed Lamoli, who works for Suffolk Downs and Mohegan Sun. Teddy is actually somebody that everybody in this room should know. And if you don't know Teddy, chances are you haven't been to many recent Chamber of Commerce events. Ed Lamoli, or Teddy as I call him, is the Community Relations Liaison with Mohegan Sun and Friends of Suffolk Downs. Teddy was born and raised in Revere. He attended the McKinley School, and for the purposes of this evening, we will forgive him, but he did graduate from Dom Savio High School. Teddy began his career as a self-employed contractor specializing in the construction of new and renovated kitchen and bath designs. After 15 years in the construction business, Ed decided to come back to Revere. In 2011, he began working as the field director for Friends of Suffolk Downs. It was upon Ed to educate the voters of Revere about the proposed casino project and rally support, particularly around areas of concern such as traffic and effects on local businesses. Teddy took on that challenge, and while oftentimes flying just a little bit under the radar, achieved a level of success that not many others in his position could have done. Teddy made sure that the voters knew their friends at Suffolk Downs on a first-name basis, and that their concerns, no matter how big or small, were addressed with the most accurate information available. From City Hall to Little League, Ed was there to make sure that the community was getting the support we needed. Coordinating sponsorships, dedications, and numerous donations, Teddy made sure every civic organization knew that Suffolk Downs has been and continues to be a great neighbor. During all of his outreach, Teddy held a special place for the Chamber of Commerce. He is without a doubt the Chamber's biggest supporter. There isn't an event that goes by that Teddy doesn't rally support for. He helped to ensure the Chamber's sponsorship of numerous vendor forums with Mohegan Sun, and visited countless businesses to make sure Revere businesses are taken care of in their rewards partnership program. Having started in business for himself, Teddy has never forgotten what it means to be a small business. His work for our community, and in particular our chamber, is something we are not only proud of, but truly grateful for. It is with great pleasure that the award for the Chamber Member of the Year goes to Edward Lamoli.
Thank you very much. I mean, thank you for the kind words, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Bob Upton and the board. I'm honored to receive this award. I did jot down a few things that I was thinking about over the last couple of days when I found out that I'd be receiving this award. And the past 3 years have been an experience for me unlike any other. It's such an exciting time to be working in and to be from this city, the city of Revere. I mean, growing up here and being on the precipice of something that could be transformational for our community, and my role in that has meant a lot to me. And I hope that shows when I come out to all of these meetings and bother all of you people. So, I mean, the one word I think about when I think about the city of Revere is potential. You know, we sit here with the. Thank you. I mean, we have a potential like unlike any other city in the Commonwealth. With our access to the MBTA, our proximity to Logan Airport, and a beach that is just dying for some development, some good commercial development. I'm honored to receive this award, and I'm honored to have played a role in what I believe is the opportunity of a lifetime for our city. I'd like to thank my family and friends who are here, and I'd also like to thank Mayor Rizzo and the Chamber of Commerce for this award. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Teddy, once again, a truly great guy. The next award is the Patriot Award, and this will be presented by the past president of the Revere Chamber of Commerce. It says past president. I can do it to him now. He's getting his picture taken over there. But this award will be presented by Bob Upton, and again, it is for the Patriot Award, and he'll explain that to you here in just 1 second. Okay. Anybody care to hear that again? I can repeat the whole thing. Okay, here's Bob Upton.
Thank you very much. No good deed goes unpunished, I guess. You know, it's really great, it's a great opportunity for me this evening to be able to present the Patriot Award. You know, the Patriot Award is a special for me in particular to make this award, and I'll explain that to you now. It's my distinct honor and privilege to announce and recognize the recipient of the 2014 Revere Chamber of Commerce Patriot Award. As a member of America's Greatest Generation, I can honestly say that Eileen Marullo is truly deserving of our recognition this evening. Mrs. Marullo is a lifelong resident of Revere. Mrs. Marullo is a lifelong resident of Revere, having grown up as one of 7 children on Olive Street. I have promised her that I will not divulge her age. However, I can say that she actually gave up golf about 10 years ago, after playing 24 years as the champion of the 9-hole golf course at the Bellevue Country Club in Melrose. In fact, Eileen has quite an athletic background, having been the women's tennis champ in the 8th grade. She played women's softball as a junior and senior at Revere High School and was also a member of the Boston Olympettes. Upon graduation from Revere High School, Eileen Haydock went on to attend Boston University, graduating with a BS degree as a registered physical therapist. In 1944, Eileen joined the U.S. Army as part of the Women's Army Corps, which ultimately became the Army Medical Branch. She served 2.5 years as a physical therapist at Walter Reed Medical Center at the Amputee Center. After returning home from military service, she volunteered to go to Peoria, Illinois for a year to help out those afflicted with polio in that terrible epidemic. When Eileen came home from Peoria, she went to work at the Chelsea Naval Hospital. She served our veterans and service members there for 5 years as head of physical rehabilitation. In 1951, Eileen Haydock married Roland A. Marullo. They raised their 3 sons, Roland, Stephen, and Kenneth, at the family home on Essex Street. During those years of marriage, and after the kids began to enter their teenage years, Eileen became a teacher at the Lincoln High School. She continued her education and earned a master's degree of education at Salem State College and Fitchburg State University through studies at night school. Mrs. Marullo actually retired from teaching after 25 years. In 2012, Mrs. Marullo was asked to read the names of our fallen veterans at the City of Revere's Memorial Day exercises. In performing those duties, she realized that there should also be a way to recognize her sister and cousin and countless other Revere women veterans who served our nation. Eileen decided on that day that she would work to lead the effort to develop and create a Revere Women's Veterans Memorial. Because of her efforts, and with the help and support of many for this initiative, the names of 107 Revere women veterans are now recognized formally. On September 7, 2013, the installation and dedication ceremony was held for the Revere Women's Veteran Memorial, which is now located in front of the American Legion building on Broadway. It is my honor to present the Revere Chamber of Commerce Patriot Award to Mrs. Eileen Marullo. You're welcome to say if you would like to. Sure, of course. Speak right into the microphone.
I just want to say thank you, and I'm honored.
That's going to be a tough one to top, isn't it? Unbelievable. Wow. But as I said, we do have a room full of worthy recipients, and I'm sure this one this one is going to be no different. This award is the City Services Award, and it's going to be presented by Manny Bolivar, who is the Assistant Vice President, Store Manager of TD Bank Revere, and also a board member of the Revere Chamber of Commerce. So Manny, could you come forward?
How we all doing? So before I get started, if I haven't already hit you up, we're still doing the 50-50 raffle on table one. $10 a ticket. I believe we're up to about $8.60, so half of that. Table one, Steven's got them tickets over there as well. But before I start this, I'm very proud and very honored to be presenting this particular award. The North Metro SWAT team is comprised of police officers from Revere, Everett, and Malden, whose mission is to maintain a team of highly trained officers who are prepared and equipped to resolve critical incidents, which go beyond the scope of normal police operations. The SWAT team's primary objective is to save lives by resolving critical incidents with decisiveness and precision, utilizing a variety of specialized tools, weapons, and team-based tactics. SWAT is prepared to respond to any threat facing the public. Due to the nature of their work, the details of the day-to-day operations is unknown to us. However, one such incident that followed was the result of a brave team known as the North Metro SWAT. On the night of April 19th, 2013, 4 days after terrorists set off bombs, I'm sorry, the Boston Marathon, the SWAT team was called into action. Terrorist suspects had been in a firefight with police officers. The North Metro SWAT team was deployed and arrived in the scene in Watertown, joining the uniformed police officers. The terrorist suspects been cornered in 67 Franklin Street in Watertown. Shots have been fired. This did not deter Chief Caffarelli and his team as they made their way down the driveway toward the back of the home where the suspect was hiding in a boat. At approximately 8:30 p.m., the moment we had hoped for had come. The suspect, Joker Sanayarov, whatever his name is, doesn't matter because he's not important, had been captured. Sorry. It's very close to home. What the country did not know is the Chief of Police and Joe Caffarelli were responsible for the capture of the suspect that Friday night. For their bravery and heroism, in the capture of the terrorists who had shut down entire cities and putting themselves at risk to save lives every day. Chief Joe Caffarelli and the North Metro SWAT team are the recipients of the first annual City Service Awards for not only keeping our cities of Revere safe, but protecting all of us from surrounding communities. Team?
Thank you very much, and I can only accept this in the manner in which it was earned. With my men beside me, please, gentlemen, come up. Thank you. And there's another condition. I have another condition for accepting this award. I can only accept it on behalf of my brothers and sisters in the Revere Police Department, my brothers and sisters in law enforcement and in public safety, and the citizens of the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, who as a team, as a collective team, made this event possible. Further, this is just one little, I'm a guy that got a picture taken in a boat. That's really all I did. It's a pretty neat picture, but it's a picture in a boat. And it's a snapshot of just one day in many, many days in the history of the Revere Police Department. This week alone, I've had three recommendations for commendation from officers in charge for officers who have either saved lives by administering CPR, talked to a suicidal party from jumping to their death from a tall building, and significant arrests for particularly heinous felony crimes. This happens every day, and that's what your police department does. Your sons, your daughters, your neighbors, your friends, mothers and fathers. That's what we do. So I can only accept this on their behalf. Thank you.
So much for that. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Chief, thank you again for your service. You know, I have to say, one of the biggest concerns I had when taking over as mayor was the future of our department, was the future of our police department, and I don't think I could have made a better choice than Chief Joe Caparelli, who's just done a terrific job. The next award is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and this will be presented by, again, Revere Chamber of Commerce past president, Bob Upton. Bob? Why does it say past?
Once again, it gives me great pleasure to present the 2014 Revere Chamber of Commerce Award. However, this award is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and it will be presented to Kim Hanton. There are probably very many people in this room who are not quite familiar with Kim Hanton, as most of her life's work has been not done in a glamorous way or in a high-profile manner. That's not at all to say that it's not critically important or unappreciated. I'm also sure that there are a significant number of people in this room, such as myself, who know very well of Kim's work and are passionate to offer help, education, assistance, but most importantly, hope. As Director of Addiction Services at North Suffolk Mental Health in East Boston, Kim Hanton is on the front lines for many of us in dealing with and addressing our own needs, the needs of family members, friends, or maybe even fellow employees or employers. I'm going to try to kind of summarize some of Kim's activities. I do have a bio and I have a significant number of background. I really couldn't do it justice if I tried to read all the acronyms and abbreviations and all. So I'm going to kind of state some of the current positions that Ms. Hanton is currently responsible for. Currently, she is the Director of Addiction Services, which include the Connections Adult Evening Treatment, Teen Connections, Teen Adolescent Outreach and Treatment, the CASA Start Prevention Program in Winthrop, Revere, Meridian House Therapeutic Residential Program, and the Noodles Island Outpatient Program in Revere, Chelsea, and East Boston, which includes opiate treatment with Suboxone. I know, Kim, that's quite a bit for me to try to get out, and I'm sorry. I know I'm not doing it justice, and I'm very, very sorry. You know, it really, I think you have an idea of why Kim is being recognized and how important of a member she is to our community, and that is why she's being recognized. On a personal note, I can tell you that I have found myself feeling overwhelmed and in fear of not knowing where to go for help in dealing with the family members emergency mental health needs. I'm also sure that I'm not the only one to have felt this way because of the complexities of the issues and the emotional strains related to it. Kim has been there for my family. Kim Hampton has over 30 years of professional education experience in the mental health field. As Director of Addiction Services at North Suffolk Mental Health, she is tireless and devoted in her efforts to meet the demands of her position and those of her clients. She is universally recognized as a leader in her field and a most compassionate professional. It is my honor to present Kim Hampton, the 2014 Revere Chamber of Commerce Lifetime Achievement Award.
I'm extremely grateful, and I am honored to be amongst such wonderful people that are being honored here tonight. I received the letter of notification in the mail, and I opened it up. And I read it, and I handed it to my husband, and he looked down, and he read it, and he handed it back to me and said, "You were nominated, Kim. You weren't selected yet." So be assured, Dennis will keep me humbled. Bob called me and informed me that I had been selected. And there was silence, and he said, "Kim, you got that notification, right?" I said, "Yes, I did, but I guess I'm a little confused because I'm not really quite sure on what I've been selected for." And he said, "Well, it's for the work that you do for the community." And I said, "Oh God," I started to laugh, and I said, "Well, that's unusual because for the most part, even my nearest and dearest don't really know what it is that I do. It's a standard joke. You know that thing that Kim does. What I've been doing for a long time has really had not much of a name to it." And that same night, I had a dream, and my dad passed away about 6.5 years ago, and he came to me so vivid in my dream, and he wrapped his arms around me, and he whispered in my ear, "Kim, I never really knew what it was that you did, but I do now." That the city that I was born and brought up in recognizes me for the work that I do, and my dad lets me know that he's watching down upon me. So the faces and the voices of those that, you know, are unheard and unrecognized, the faces and voices of mental illness and addiction, you can rest peacefully, because we have an angel looking down upon us. And for the past 27 years, I have called North Suffolk Mental Health my second home, and they have provided me with the dearest of friends, the most wonderful support and guidance. So this honor I share with North Suffolk Mental Health. Thank you so very much.
Dennis, are you satisfied now? She's been selected. And good to see you, Dennis. Haven't seen you for a while. So I just want to say a couple things. Kim does fly under the radar, and I can see how people would say, "Kim, what do you do?" I can see that. But I attend an awful lot of meetings. You know, as many good things are happening in our community, not unlike probably almost all other communities in the Commonwealth and really across the country, we're dealing with a tremendous problem when it comes to mental illness and opiate abuse. And it's a real problem. It's a real public health problem that is one of the parts of my job that is most frustrating, most troublesome. But to be able to turn to a consummate professional and such a caring and trained person to get advice and to kind of lead those efforts to prevent and treat those types of problems. It's great to have Kim to work with. So Kim, thank you. The next award is the Community Service Award, and it will be presented by Dan Doherty, the Director of Business Development at Kelly's Roast Beef.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here tonight, and the recipient that I am here to present is not only my boss, my friend, one of my mentors, but overall a good guy. Brian started working at Kelly's Roast Beef, and what we all like to say is world famous Kelly's Roast Beef, when he was 13 years old. That's over 54 years of working one job. During that time, Brian, along with his co-owners, the Careys, have taken Kelly's from a small stand on the beach to a well-known multi-unit business known throughout the country and the world. Along with great food, top-notch customer service, and clean buildings, Kelly's is notorious for giving back to the community. From Little League and youth sport programs, school donations, hospitals, countless fundraisers, and more recently to the relief of Help Haiti and the One Fund for Boston. Kelly's is and always will be a leader giving back to the community. The Revere location alone has employed well over 3,000 people throughout the years. From the kid on Shirley Ave, like myself, to local politicians, school teachers, doctors, firefighters, police officers, Kelly's has been a launching pad for many careers. We even have a heart surgeon out there, along with a mass court judge. 1980, I came to world famous Kelly's Roast Beef for a summer job. Today, I am still there today. In that time, I was able to learn, and quickly, under Brian, what it's meant to have a strong work ethic. I was happy to be in the position and to learn and grow under someone that did not hold back and told me exactly what he wanted and what he expected. I am proud to announce the first annual Revere Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award to Brian McCarthy.
Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. First, I'd like to say, Bob, the Chamber, thank you very much. Mayor Rizzo, great job. Congratulations on being mayor. It's a great city, and it's my family have thrived with our business at Kelly's. A quick note, the table in front of us here, there's probably 9 people, 8 people. We get about 175 years of service right at this table alone, if you can believe it, at Kelly's. So they don't look that old, but they really are. Just a quick thank you. A thank you to customers like you. Without you, our customers, and believe me, Ellen and I see you right there, for years you've been coming to Kelly's and whatnot. And without our customers and our employees, we wouldn't be anything, seriously. I might have been the brains of Kelly's to get the thing going, but there's the heart of Kelly's right there. These people here that work do the day-to-day operations and doing everything else now. I'm just a figurehead basically right now. After 54 years, they put me out to pasture, which is probably where I belong, so thank you. And I appreciate the award, and thank you, everybody, and keep eating the Kellys. We appreciate it.
I have to, as Director of Business Development, it is Father's Day weekend, Sunday, so please take your fathers there. And also, for community relations part, at the Jack Satter House, we have a entertainer, Jerry V, will be in front of Kelly's on Thursday at 2 o'clock. All right.
Dan, thank you, and Brian, thank you. I was having a little conversation with Brian McCarthy earlier before we started the festivities here, and I really did personally thank him for, for all that he does. In fact, I said to him, there's never a time that we go and ask Kelly's for anything where they say no, ever. They're always there, willing to help the community, and it's really so nice for the Chamber and the rest of the community to have this great opportunity to say thank you to all you guys. So really, thanks for your service. This next award is the Past Distinguished Services Award. It is going to be presented by Annette Bornstein. She's a member of the Board of Directors for the Revere Chamber of Commerce and a member of the Revere Beautification Committee. Annette?
A native of Chelsea, with stops in East Boston, Panama, and now calls Beachmont home, Ed DeVoe has dedicated his life to improving city livability in Revere. During his youth, Ed grew up in Panama as his father helped create history by helping build the Panama Canal. Ed returned to America upon the canal's completion, where he started his illustrious banking career at State Street Bank in the IT department. Ed retired after 28 years in 1995 after attaining the title of Vice President. Ed used his technological expertise to found a corporate disaster recovery firm, Turning Point Solutions. Success in this role enabled to be chosen as president of the New England Disaster Recovery Exchange. In Revere, Ed has enthusiastically served the following organizations: the Revere Society of Historic and Cultural Preservation, two-term past president, board member of the Revere Beach Partnership, founder and current treasurer of the Beachmont Improvement Committee, where Ed was instrumental in rehabilitating Douglas Cummings Park and establishing the Beachmont Urban Trail. Ed is a familiar face as the co-anchor of the Revere Review and host of the conversations, with the mayor and Focus on Revere. Ed also broadcasts on-site at such events as the Sand Sculpting Festival and Columbus Day Parade. Ed is also a board member of Revere TV and is the current president of the organization. The Revere Chamber of Commerce was fortunate enough to have Ed on our board of directors. His insight and vision for the Chamber of Commerce enabled us to produce our most successful fundraiser in the history of our organization. Ed's management and organizational skills continually energize the board and its membership, resulting in our ongoing success. Ed's vision of what our organization should be has propelled us into one of the premier chambers of commerce north of Boston. It is with great pleasure we present Ed DeVoe with the Past Distinguished Services Award.
You know,
just sitting here tonight and listening to everybody who's come up here, past distinguished services, and I have to say that everybody who's been up here and everybody who's gonna be up here has been and should be, recognized for distinguished services. Since coming to Revere in 1965, and after meeting my wife and raising a family, I started early on with, through the help of a woman some of you may not know or may have heard of. Her name was Lynn Mazzarella. She was a woman, a Beachmont resident, who taught me what it was to get involved in community activism. We started in the 1970s with a group called Safe Airports for Everyone, trying to control the behemoth Massport and trying to make sure that planes coming over our hill were landing safely for all of us who lived underneath them. So I want to recognize her for getting me started in all of this. But before that, I want to recognize someone else. I want to recognize my mother, who at a very early age instilled in me the sense of duty and responsibility that has carried me through the rest of my life. Ma, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I want to thank the Chamber for this recognition and also to say that without being repetitive, because I've heard other people say it, but it's true. It is an honor to be listed amongst the people who are getting awards tonight. And I have to say, Revere, what a place. There's no... I have been very fortunate in my life. After 28 years working at a bank, I did not retire, actually. I went out and started my own consulting practice. But doing so afforded me the ability to work when I want, play when I want, but also get involved in the community as much as I can. And it has allowed me to do a lot of the things that I've been doing within the community and doing it with so much fun. I love what I do. I love this city. I love my neighborhood, Beachmont, and everything I do. I wish I had more hours in the day to do more for both of them. And so I applaud everybody who gets involved in community. A lot of you are involved. It's just an incredible experience. There are two other people I want to recognize. Lenny Piazza, where are you? Lenny, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. And then last of all, I want to recognize my wife, who without her support, I wouldn't be able to do half the things I do. Honey, yo te amo mucho, mi amor. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate this award.
Congratulations, Ed, and thank you for taking it easy on me on those conversations with the mayor. I greatly appreciate that. So, the next award is the Community Involvement Award, and that is going to be presented by our state representative, Rosalie Vincent.
Okay, Rose Napolitano, right? Okay, the mayor of Revere, oh no, the mayor of Revere is behind us. I'd like to thank the Revere Chamber of Commerce for giving me the honor to present the Community Involvement Award to a woman that I've had the privilege of knowing for over 25 years, Rose Napolitano. Rose is a lifelong Revere resident, and as everyone knows, if you want or need anything done in the city of Revere, you must first call Rose. When Bill Reinstein started the Senior Citizen Prom, the first person he called on the phone was Rose. When Mayor Rizzo and Chip Tuttle wanted a casino in Revere, they called Rose. When any organization, school, or charity needs a volunteer, they call Rose. And when I decided to run for Kathy's seat, I called Rose because, let's face it, without Rose's support, you don't get elected in this city. And most of you know Rose loves to party. And she'll find any excuse to have one. Only Rose would throw herself a funeral party. Yes, you heard me, a funeral party complete with hearse, pallbearers, and a coffin, just to see who would show up and what they would say about her. And speaking of parties, do I dare mention the bachelorette parties she threw for Kathy Reinstein? But I can't, so enough said about that. But seriously, Rose is an amazing woman with a huge heart. She is a founding member of Revere First. She's head of the Patriot Civic Club. She's a member of the Historical Society. She volunteers at the Farmers Market, the Sand Sculpting Festival, and the Bocce Tournament, just to name a few. She even helps children learn to read as a volunteer with Generations, Inc. In closing, nobody loves this city and its people more than Rose Napolitano. Receiving this award is a wonderful way to show Rose how much we love her and appreciate all she does for the great city of Revere. Thank you, Rose. Congratulations.
Goodness, I have flowers for my girls. This is why they say your community involvement. That's my community right there. It's like Rosalie said, anytime you want anything done, give me a call. I've even worked with Kim, but she doesn't know it, not Suffolk Mental Health. I was here 5 years, volunteering. You know? Oh, okay. I mean, we're everywhere. And I just have to say thank you. I love you all, especially Rosalie.
Thank you very much, Rose. Rose really does have a big heart, but you don't want to get on her wrong side, I can tell you that. You want to stay on Rose's good side. So, the next award is the Youth Leadership Award. It's going to be presented by Tom Hankard. He's a board of director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce. He's the president of the East Boston Revere Rotary Club and manager of the Webster First Federal Credit Union in Winthrop.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. How do I follow her? Wow. I'm so honored to be able to have the opportunity just to present this award. The Revere High School, founded by the East Boston Revere Rotary, is the epitome of youth service in Revere. We talked earlier, and Mr. Mayor talked about the youth of Revere. Dr. Garcia said how wonderful the rates of graduation are. And if you really boil it down, the Interact is one of those founding partners in Revere High. In this past year, in partnership with the Revere Chamber of Commerce, students volunteered their time by facilitating Mayor Rizzo's Get Your Business Online initiative with area small business owners. The Interact was instrumental in raising money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Massachusetts, participating in the return of the Revere Columbus Day Parade. And they dressed up in cartoon all through the route, and it was a hot day, and they were in those hot outfits. It wasn't fun, but they did it. They continually support my brother's table and Revere Shine since its inception. Their yearly signature event is Job Shadow Day. This continual partnership between the Rotary and the Chamber of Commerce gets our students out into the community and enables them to decide which career paths our interactors wish to take after they graduate from college. And as we heard in the 90 percentile, kids from Revere High are going on to college, and that's so fantastic. This select group is deserving of so many awards, and I'm going off the script. For the past 11.5 months, I've had the pleasure of being the president for the Rotary and the board next to me here. In February, we had the honor to take some of the interactors to a district event. And I can't say that we chaperoned them because they were the best behaved in the entire room. They do so much. Their leader is fearless, and I know she doesn't even want to accept this award. She is so, everything she does is for the kids. And on behalf of the Rotary of East Boston Revere and the Revere Chamber of Commerce, it is our privilege to present this award to Tony Fierro Tucker, the Interact Club Advisor. Thank you. Thank you. Come on up here, Tony. Tony and friends. I know. I know I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, come on.
You go, girl.
As a teacher at Revere High, the high school that I attended 30-plus years ago, it is a privilege today to be able to help and lead the students that I'm privileged to teach on a daily basis. The Interact Club has become my second passion next to teaching. And it is one of those things that you can't just teach to somebody else. You have to feel it from within. And I love Interact. I love the kids that I get to spend time with. I love all the events that we participate in, from Revere Shines to visiting the residents at Lighthouse to canning and collecting money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And our biggest event of the year is our Job Shadow Day. And thanks to Chamber and Rotary and everybody who's participated over the years and who's helped us over the years, we thank you. And this is for my kids. Thank you.
Tony, thank you very much. Couple things I just want to say about the Interact Club. So about a year ago, the U.S. Conference of Mayors, in conjunction with Google, launched a contest called Get Your Business Online. And it was at the conference that I was at that I said, I'd like our city to do all we can to win this national award. And with the help of the Chamber of Commerce and kids from the Interact Club and the high school, we were just informed that we will be presented next week out in Dallas with the national award that will be presented by Google to the city of Revere for winning the contest for Get Your Business Online. And you know, I truly believe that it was because of the efforts, not just that the city put forward, but in partnership with the chamber and in partnership with the great kids that you just saw up here on the stage and people like Miss Fiero Tucker. So congratulations to them. And I would be remiss, I'm just going to say a couple more things about the Interact Club. The Interact Club is essentially a junior Rotary Club. And that was started many, many years ago by someone who's here with us tonight, and I'd like him to stand. That's John Berengia. John, can you stand up, please? That was no easy task to undertake, but John did it, and he did it in a way that here we are, somewhat 15 years later, John. I don't know how many years later? 21 years later and growing still. So congratulations to them. This next award is the Youth Leadership Award, and these are truly another amazing bunch of kids. The Revere High School Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, the JROTC, is finishing up their second full year. Led by Major Deborah Bowker, after retiring from the United States Army after 21 years of service, and Sergeant Major Robert Callender, who also retired from the U.S. Army after 27 years, they have had enormous success working with over 190 cadets this year alone. With JROTC, we see students committing to something bigger than themselves. They've all chosen to embrace an extremely challenging program that helps all of them become better citizens. This is also a real opportunity for these students to give back to our community while coaching, training, and mentoring their peers and subordinates on how to become leaders in their school and beyond. Major Bowker and Sergeant Major Callender assigned cadets leadership positions based on the Army organizational structure. They also assist all cadets in developing a career plan for their future. While only in existence for 2 years, they have already done some really amazing work. They have been to Fenway Park several times and assisted with pregame ceremonies. In fact, tomorrow, they will be on the field to participate in the draping of the flag over the Green Monster. Their color guard has represented the city at the TD Garden during the national anthem. They routinely place flags in honor of fallen veterans on Veterans Day and Memorial Day. In just their first 2 years, they have won numerous medals and close to 50 trophies for academics, PT, marksmanship, and color guard. They have also helped us launch Operation Snow Angel, where dozens of cadets go out after snowstorms to assist with the shoveling out of disabled and elderly residents throughout the city who otherwise would not have the means to do so. They are a credit to Revere High School and a credit to our community. And I'm so proud to represent such a fine group of young people such as those involved here in JROTC. So could they come forward, please?
Thank you. Sergeant Major and I are extremely humbled to receive this award since we've only been in the city for 2 years, but this program has been in existence since 1916. And as the award itself represents, although they're a little off cue, it represents the leadership that the students take. So we are accepting this award on behalf of the Patriot Battalion, the Corps of Cadets, the 192 cadets that are currently enrolled in the Patriot Battalion, and they are the true leaders of this program. Lastly, we'd like to thank our biggest supporter, who would be the mayor of the city, who is at every event. We turn around and he's like, Major Bowker, do you live in Revere? And actually, neither of us do, but we feel like we do. I guess we could call this our second home because we're here quite a bit. But he has been a tremendous supporter from the onset of this program. It stems down from there and it goes through the school committee, the superintendent of schools, the principal of the high school, to every single member in this community. Our fondest memories will be with Operation Snow Angel, as the mayor mentioned. When the seniors in the city, when they saw high school students showing up with ACU pants on and boots, they got a little nervous. But subsequently, they have learned to rely on our Patriot Battalion to help them out. And this year alone, in 8 snowstorms, I tried telling my cadets as a teacher also at Revere High School that global warming meant it's going to get warmer. It really didn't happen. So 8 times they got to go out this winter and interface with our senior residents within the city, and they had a ball doing it. So thank you very much for honoring us with this. All right, Malin, move them out.
Major.
This way, please. Oh, this way, Malin.
This way.
Attention. Right. Face.
The first one.
Forward. March. Call them right.
What a remarkable group of kids. You know, when you think about a program, you know, I just talked about the Interact Club that has tremendous numbers in and of their own. They've been around now for 21 years. And here's another group of kids, been around for a couple of years and growing beyond what any of us could have possibly imagined. 192 cadets this year, just incredible. So we have a special achievement award, and that award is going to actually be presented by one of our recipients here this evening. That is Ed Lamoli from Suffolk Downs and Mohegan Sun. Ed, could you come forward?
I'm glad to be up here talking about this person. They call it a Special Achievement Award, but the special achievement that Kathy Reinstein has offered to our community has always been friendship. Kathy has been the greatest advocate of our city. Throughout her career and her whole life. I mean, she really has. It's true we've been friends for quite some time. Long enough for her to be quite nervous right now while I'm speaking. We have shared some wonderful memories together and some crushing moments too. But we persevered. We made it through some questionable choices. I don't know if anyone knows, but Kathy has a small addiction to cow print for quite some time. Everything in her home had to be a cow print. She also has some problems with some bad 80s music and a new addiction which is based in Disney that I find a bit scary. But that isn't why we're here. We're here because Kathy's commitment to Revere and its residents will never be paralleled. A little history about Kathy. She graduated from Revere High School in 1989. She holds a bachelor's degree from Suffolk University and a master's from Emerson College, where she's also an adjunct undergraduate professor. First elected as a state representative in 1998, she rose to leadership. In fact, she was the youngest woman ever to be on the House leadership team. Kathy served as Speaker DeLeo's second assistant majority whip and assistant majority whip. She's the highest ranking state representative from Revere. Most recently, Kathy has joined the Boston Beer Company as the manager of government affairs. Kathy Reinstein is an example of what public office should be about. It's about the people that she represents, the city of Revere, and I'm lucky to call her a friend.
Thank you so much. Ed is right. I got really nervous that he was giving me this award, and it's an honor to be amongst the people who receive this award and be given one myself, and especially to get one from someone who is like my brother. And you deserve your award more than anybody, Ed. You worked your butt off the past few years. Of course, I had notes and I left them at the table because that's usually how I roll. But I just, I want to say thank you. It's been a really interesting life, and especially in an interesting 15 years. I always call myself the accidental politician because I used to tell my father all the time, I'm not running for office, that's crazy. And then he passed away and I ran for a seat, and I never thought I would stay, and I ended up spending 15 years, having the honor of spending 15 years in the House of Representatives, representing not only Revere, but Chelsea and Saugus, and fighting for issues and having my opinion matter, which means this opinion mattered and the opinion of Revere mattered. And it was an awesome responsibility, and the responsibility and the honor of a lifetime to get to do that. It was very hard to go. It was hard to leave so many things behind me because I have a little bit of a control issue. Not only did I have a Disney issue, but I have a little bit of a control issue, and I'm fine with my Disney thing. He said he left my hair alone. I graduated in '89. What can I do? But it doesn't take one person, and if anything tonight, it takes a group of people to make this city as great as it is and to fight for this city because we know how great it is and how great its people are. So I stand amongst a lot of people who deserve recognition and many who haven't gotten the recognition they deserve yet. And I think that that's what's really important. The city is in great hands with so many people that I've been lucky enough to stand with, to fight for, and it's really been just the opportunity of a lifetime. I hope that everyone before they leave enjoys the Sam Adams. And I want to thank Suffolk Downs for serving Sam Light. That was very wonderful, so I appreciate that. And I'm lucky, too, that I get to work for a company with great values that believes in the sense of community and stands up for what they believe in, and they will join hands with communities. And so I still get to do a lot of this community things. I just get to do it all over the country now, so it's very exciting. And I just want to thank the Chamber very much, not only for this honor, but for doing this, because it's about time that Revere is recognizing Revere. I've been very lucky, I've been fortunate, I've seen, that Chelsea does a great awards thing, and I used to say forever, why aren't we doing this? So thank you, Chamber of Commerce, for finally saying, we have all these awesome people and these organizations that matter, that are incredible, that, I always say Revere is the center of the universe. It still is. And it really is. Thank you, Joanne, it really is. So like the fact that we are finally recognizing ourselves just proves that theory again. So I just want to say congratulations to everyone. This is truly an honor, and I will see you all soon. Cheers.
Congratulations, Kathy. For the 2 or 3 of you that may not know, Kathy works for Sam Adams now,
And Twisted Tea, and Angry Orchard, and Traveler. Sorry.
Hey, look, Kelly started this. She's just following up now, so just one more thing about Kathy before we go to the next award. You know, Kathy, as she said, was always up in the legislature fighting for the city of Revere, and I never realized how important an effective legislator is to a community. Kathy taught me that when I became mayor, just how important that a legislator can be to the well-being of a community, and she did it flawlessly. In fact, had it not been for her, in fact, I know we would not be in the position we are today to save Suffolk Downs and welcome in Mohegan Sun. She drove that gaming bill, and she was tremendous. And it's so great to know that she left that seat in such good hands with Rosalie Vincent, so, really. The next award is the Educational Excellence Award. It's going to be presented by Gina Walker, a Board of Director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce and owner of the North Shore Shuttle Bee-Driven Company. Gina?
Let me start by saying I'm co-owner of North Shore Shuttle Bee-Driven because my father's in the room. In June, Susan Lanza will be completing her 43rd year as an educator in the Revere Public Schools. Born, raised, and educated in Revere, to Susan, teaching in her community seemed a logical progression. She has taught middle school advanced placement English and foreign language, and equipping adolescents with the effective skills to communicate in a 21st century global society is her passion. Susan has held many leadership positions during her tenure in Revere. Perhaps her most gratifying was as president of the Teachers Association, where she and Dr. Dakin redefined and reshaped the image of labor management relations both in the district and across the country. Her ability to collegially identify, discuss, and resolve issues in the best interest of our students and teachers has been the hallmark of her success. She has presented in the name of Revere Public Schools at many venues, all with enthusiastic feedback. She has always been, and will continue to be, a proud spokesperson for the Revere Public Schools, representing all the good in the school district and Revere. Please join me in congratulating Susan Lanza as the recipient of this year's Revere Chamber of Commerce Educational Excellence Award.
Thank you, everybody. Teaching in Revere for 44 years has been quite an adventure. The latest of which, when my little Johnny in the first row said, "You had my grandmother." Then I had to really look at myself in the mirror. It's easy to be excellent in teaching in Revere. We are offered so many opportunities for professional development, personal support, that everyone has a chance to maximize their talents. Back in 1971, you went to school, you went in your room, you closed your door, and you taught until 2:30. Fast forward to 2014, where Dr. Dakin has dragged us out of our classrooms and literally across the country to get an award as the best urban district in America. Amazingly talented colleagues professional support from administration, and a central office with a vision for the future of education in Revere has me here tonight. In reality, this award goes to every teacher in Revere. They are all excellent. Thank you.
Susan, congratulations. Just another reason why Revere is the #1 urban high school in America. Great job, Susan. This next award is the Lifetime Appreciation Award, and it's going to be presented by John Varengia, Certified Public Accountant and past President of the Revere Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you very much. It really is a great honor to be able to present to Dr. Cataldo and the entire Cataldo family this Lifetime Appreciation Award on behalf of the Revere Chamber of Commerce in recognition to the fabulous life of Rosemary Cataldo. For those of us that knew Rosemary, and many of us did, to know her was to love her. In her 68 years, she was involved in everything, and everything she did great. She was a great daughter. To her parents, I happened to know them, Anna and Frank. They were neighbors of mine when my wife and I first got married, and they were terrific people. Even in early life, she showed that what a great person she could be. She was treasurer of her high school class. And then, of course, there was her family. She married Dr. Cataldo in 1965 and had 47 beautiful years of marriage. 4 beautiful and successful children, John, Rosette, Leah, Gennaro. She was a great grandmother, too. Rosemary found the perfect balance of family life, community life, business. She always had it all together, and she did everything with dignity. And she truly loved Revere. She was a happy person, strong in her beliefs, humble, and did things with dignity and class. I found out only last year from Rosette that Rosemary would get up in the morning, walk around the streets of Revere, pick up litter. She just always had a way about her, trying to make things better. She traveled extensively, she had family night, and she had a beautiful singing voice that she displayed at St. Anthony's Church. It's kind of ironic, today's the feast of St. Anthony. And I'm sure she's singing up there with St. Anthony right now, looking down at us, saying, what's all it about? I was just being me. No fanfare, she just did it. She was a strong woman, and she was incredibly brave. We all know how brave she was during her illness. It didn't stop her. She continued to live her life. I only talked about it with her one time on the phone, and Ro had a way when you talked to her on the phone, you could feel that smile come right through the phone. And she said, it's just a little bump in the road. And she really meant that. In addition to her time with the Chamber of Commerce, she was involved in so many other things, the Women's Club, the Beautification Committee, and of course all the active work she did at the church. And there were so many other things. And when she did them, she always made it better. She served on our Chamber of Commerce board for at least 15 years. She would come to a board meeting, she'd give that very cheery smile, hi, how are you? And then she'd sit and talk. I remember one time I was in the middle of a meeting, and I think she was even knitting, and I thought she wasn't paying attention. And then all of a sudden, she got up and she really had something to say. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind. And if there was something she disagreed, she had no problem. You know, we were president, director of everything else, and everything was always thought out. And it was always for the betterment of our community. And she helped us so many times. Back when I was president a long time ago, the first time, we had 4 business expos from 1997 to 2000. 2 of them at Wonderland Ballroom, and 2 of them right here. And we had it late in the fall, around Christmas time. And she always thought of little things. She said, I get this beautiful chair, it'll be perfect for Santa. And every year she made sure it was here. That was so much the way Rosemary was. Always trying to make things better, whether it was big or whether it was small. And we all know about her personality. She was just so relaxed, so humble, but yet so nice. One time we decided we were going to do a phone bank to try to recruit members. Chamber of Commerce, you want to recruit as much as you can. And we set up a phone bank at Revere Federal, which is now the People's Cooperative Bank. And okay, fine, we're going to set it up. Okay, making cold calls. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not very good at cold calls, but I thought, okay, no problem, I'm president, I know everything there is to know about the chamber. It was absolutely terrible. I got all mixed up. She gets on the phone and she was so funny. Hi, I'm Rosemary Cataldo, I'm with the Chamber of Commerce. How are you today? Forget about the script. She was laughing and joking, and guess what? She was recruiting members. It was just the way about it. She put everybody at ease. And on a personal note, about 5 years ago, I had an appreciation night for my own business, and in addition to my own clients, I invited people from the Chamber of Commerce and other people. And it was a great time, almost as good as tonight. And I had a lot of people that came, and they thanked me, and it was so great, and thank you, John, I had a nice time. But of the 200 people that came, one person wrote me a handwritten note, and you know who that was? It was Rosemary. And I remember in her note, her first words were, "Whoa," with 3 exclamation points and 3 underlines. And she just had a way, even in her note, you could feel that warmth, that love, and that sincerity that was Rosemary all the way. So on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, and actually for the entire Revere community, we want to present to Dr. Cataldo and the entire Cataldo family this Lifetime Appreciation Award for Rosemary. Well-deserved. Best person we could think. Congratulations.
I want to thank you, John. Thank the Revere Chamber of Commerce for this absolutely wonderful award that is being given in Rosemary's name. She loved Revere, and she absolutely loved working for the Chamber of Commerce. It was something that she really lived for and looked forward to all of the meetings. I'll tell you a few little things about Rosemary, though, that you may not know. And she always wasn't quite that nice about people. She didn't have too many bad things to say, but once in a while, she would have something to say. We would either be going shopping, or we'd be down Broadway, or we'd be in church. Even in church. And she'd nudge me, and she'd say, "See that person there? You see that person there?" She'd say, "They moved to Saugus or Peabody or Linfield." She says, "But they can always come back to Revere." She says, "You can take the person out of Revere, but you can't take Revere out of the person." And that is so true. It's true. She always had a smile. She never complained. She was full of grace and dignity, and she is sorely missed. I'm sure she's looking down upon this group this evening and saying thank you, and I thank you. One last thing. You know, Rosemary was somewhat of a prude also. She never swore. She never swore. Well, maybe once she said something to me like damn or something, damn you. She never smoked. Occasional glass of wine. But I think that she would be so pleased this evening to find out that she made the centerfold. She's in the centerfold here. So if you would take a look at that, we will be having our second annual Walk for Cancer this coming September. Last year, we raised over $25,000. That money is being contributed, we're just finally getting that to that point, being contributed to the Dana-Farber Institute for Fighting Cancer and for the betterment of the city of Revere also. So I want to thank you. I hope that you can all come. We have a great time at that walk. It will be this September starting at the Wayland School. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cataldo. And Dr. Cataldo, thank you for your continued service to the city of Revere. The Cataldo family has just been so instrumental in so many of the good things that we've experienced here in our city. And it continues even with Rosemary, with this walk that we're going to be having in September. I happened to participate in last year's walk. It was incredible to see how many people turn out in honor of Rosemary Cataldo and what she meant to our community, and really through events like this evening, what she continues to mean to the city of Revere, and I thank the Cataldo family for that. Thank you very much. So this happens to be the last award, but certainly not least. This is the Business of the Year Award, and this will be presented again by Stephen Miliotis, the branch manager at St. Jean's Credit Union and a board of director for the Revere Chamber of Commerce. And before Steve comes back up, I just want to say one thing. I keep calling Bob Upton the past president. He's the current president, but it says past president here, so big mea culpa to Bob. Bob does a terrific job, and he is the current president. So Bob, my apologies. Steve?
The truth is, I just want Bob's job, so sorry about that. Also, Manny asked me to remind everybody that you could still buy a 50-50 raffle. A few minutes left. Thank you. I have the great honor tonight to present the Business of the Year Award. Capital Waste, co-founded by Michael Marullo and Joe Recupero, more than 30 years ago, is a fully insured and bonded waste management and disposal service company serving the greater Boston area. With over 3 decades of business operation experience, Joe and Michael have claimed a leadership position within a heavily regulated industry. Their organization is widely known and revered for being a safe, dependable, and responsive, cost-efficient provider of customized disposal and waste collections. Capital Waste Services Incorporated has an experienced workforce of over 180 individuals that are represented by the Teamsters Union Local 25. Capital's commitment to their staff is evident by their hourly wage rates meeting or exceeding the prevailing wage schedules set by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. All applicants are thoroughly screened, including CDL, verification, and training. In addition, Capital Waste is committed to promoting the health, safety, and environment of the community, responding to the needs of the community quickly and effectively at the least possible cost, safely and efficiently collecting solid waste, recyclable materials, and yard waste debris, seeking new technologies and services to provide more efficient and economical collection, recycling, and disposal of waste materials, the education of residents and businesses to reduce waste generation, increasing recycling as much as possible. In addition to the professional manner in which they run their business, Capital Waste is a social conscious corporation contributing to a number of community organizations. Here are a list of those organizations: Revere Charity Hockey Games, Revere Parks and Recreational Department, Revere Youth Baseball, Revere Beautification Committee, Revere Columbus Day Parade, Revere Shines, the landscaping and maintenance of Brown Circle. It is with great pleasure that the Revere Chamber of Commerce presents Capital Waste with a 2013-2014 Business of the Year Award. Congratulations.
Hello, everybody. By the way, Steve, first of all, I gotta give you an apology because the other day that was my truck that took the wires down at your bank.
Shut me down for 6 hours. Thank you.
Sorry about that. On behalf of myself and my partner, Joseph Recupero Sr., who was unable to join us tonight, and the nearly 150 Capital Waste employees, I want to thank you, Bob, for picking us, the Chamber, the Revere Business of the Year award for my company. Capital Waste is proud to have been a local Revere for the last 12 years. For the last 7 years, the city waste collector. During the time, Capital has been committed to being a true partner with the city. Over that period of time, we have been honored to have our name on the backs of Little Leagues, girls softball teams, and many other children's sports teams and City of Revere events. In recent years, we were asked to be the official landscape sponsor of the large island at Brown Circle. This is something that we take serious and have a great deal of pride doing this because it's the main entry of the city of Revere, coming and going. We have known we know that Revere is a great place to do business for quite some time, and we are thrilled that many of us are now realizing this and coming to the city. Under Mayor Rizzo's leadership, and with the guidance and input from the Chamber and the Council, great things are happening from Broadway to the ocean fronts to Beachmont to West Revere. Many of our employees call Revere home. We hear countless stories from them about how excellent they are to be part of the Mayor's vision for the great city. As a business located here, we can say we could think of no other place that we would rather be located in this exciting time in the city, its history. So it is with proud foundry gratitude that we thank you, Mayor Rizzo, and the City Council for your leadership in putting the city on the path to sustainability, growth, and improvement, and the Revere Chamber of Commerce for giving me this award. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Michael, congratulations. You know, really, I mean, I know this cost me probably another 3-year contract, but but they do a terrific job. Mike is always there, like so many of you here in the room, that whenever the city goes and asks for help, to lend a hand, to contribute, to help benefit our nonprofits or events we have throughout the city, they don't know the word no. They're always there to support the city, and I'm very, very proud to work side by side with them. So, Michael, thank you again. I will now turn it back over to the current president of the Chamber of Commerce, Bob Upton, and I also want to recognize the co-owner of Be Driven and North Shore Shuttle, Vince Giarusso. Vince, that wasn't a slight, Vince, So again, I want to thank the Chamber. It was a real privilege for me to be able to participate in this great award program. I look forward to seeing all of you hopefully next year. And again, I'll turn it back over now to Bob Upton for some final words.
Mayor Rizzo, thank you very, very much for helping us out this evening. You did a great job. Thank you. You know, following the lead of Kelly's Roast Beef, I want to take this opportunity to strongly encourage any of you who are not yet members of the Revere Chamber of Commerce to please consider that. We really would like you to participate with us at the Chamber of Commerce. We're looking for your input of the business community and the nonprofits as well, of course. We know there's a lot of great ideas out there. We want to thank and certainly show our appreciation to everybody who's contributed so much to tonight's event. The awards committee did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Obviously, the Board of Directors of the Chamber of Commerce are the people that make this happen. It's really my honor to serve with them, and I appreciate all that they do year in and year out, so thank you. When I look out in the audience and I see all of the faces, you know, it's very tempting for me to name names. When I look at so many people that I know in this community that give so much of themselves, not all of those people have been recognized tonight, but I promise you, many more of those people will be recognized next year. And I thank you very, very much.